Doctor, and welcome to our third homework for Automotive Networks. Here we are in our first exercise where we had to simulate a CAN bus with only two nodes, a main control and a node called doors that controls the door and lock for a car. In this part, we have the simulation setup with the nodes. In the right side, we have the graphics window with all the signals and different values that they can have. And finally, the trace window where we can see the messages and signals being sent. We also have our different panels, which is the door panel, which only shows status signals, such as the window aperture and the indicator for the door lock. And we also have the control panel, which controls the signals being sent, such as the ignition state, the door lock, and to control the windows to go up or to go down.
Okay, so for the next part, we have the corresponding KPL files, which in this case are two, one per ECU. For the first file, we have the main control, which involves three messages. The first one serves as an indicator that the car has indeed been started. We have also another message that takes care of the locking control and sends the appropriate message with the appropriate signal in order to lock it. And the third message is the window control, which has an up position and a down position, depending on which button has been pressed. And all of these values will be sent through the appropriate messages, as stated before. And the next KPL file serves as a control or a status control mechanism. It is for the doors ECU. And it has two messages that are the main ones. The ignition start, as before. This only serves for us to ensure that the windows won't be moved up and down if the car hasn't been started. And we also have the lock status, which will indicate through a LED, as it was said by my teammate Nicolás. And we also have the status of the windows, which indicates if the window will be going up or if the window will be going down. But as it was said before, the actual messages are sent on the main control. And with that in mind, my teammate Alejandro will explain the actual functioning of the program.
Thank you. And now we test the program. As my teammate Nicolás said, we have the trace and the graphics window, which will allow us to see how the variables and everything is operating. I pressed restart. I open again the panels, and as we can see, the lock door is functioning pretty well. In both LEDs, the signal is changing. If we press the up button of the window, we can see that it is sending a signal, but it's not changing the position of the window. Same goes for down. We can see them here in this section of the graphics part. But if we start the engine, and we can see it's green because it's working, and we want to go up, we can see that the window is going up, and again we can see that the window is going down. If we stop the car and we want to move the window, we cannot make that. So yes, this is working perfectly. Now next to the next exercise. Okay, so here we are in our second exercise, where we need to have our 5 different ECUs. As you can see here, we have right indicator, left indicator, alarm node, mirror node, and windows node. What right indicator does is here in the panels, we have the front and the back lamp from the car. So these two lamps are controlled by this ECU. Same goes for the left one, while the mirror node performs all the actions that are done here with the mirror position, and the windows perform the actions here of the windows, that it's up, down, safe position, lock the windows. And the alarm uses both panels from the left and right lights in order to make like the hazards like flash. both of them at the same time. And we have also here this panel that allows you to see how the mirror position is in X position and in Y position while you use it with these different buttons. And these two analog gauges allow you to see the position of the window as it was seen in the first exercise. And now my teammate Rodrigo is going to explain the code behind it.
Okay, so just as the first exercise, we have 5 KPL files, one per ECU. And well, it is also important to mention that here we have the database for which we have, well, several messages. But most of them belong to the ECUs and are self-explanatory by their names. And we also have several signals that allow us to change the different positions of the mirror, or perhaps the LEDs indicators and whatnot. And we also have the different ECUs here in the database. And as far as the KPL files go, we have one for the right indicator where we will have the stipulated blinking time with a timer here. And the same goes for the left indicator. It's very much the same code where we change the light state to 1 or to 0, depending on the time with the timer. And for the alarm, it basically is exactly the same, except that this stipulates both panels, or both the right indicators and the left indicator. Now, I'm being quick here because the files are extensive. But as far as the window file KPL goes, we have several sections here. The left window up, we have the left window down. Here with a conditional that allows us to tell if we've reached the maximum or the minimum value for the window. We also have the right door, so it's right window up and right window down. And we have two here functions for when all of these functions work with the environmental variables. So when they are pressed, we do these actions. So we have one for the safe position and the go to position. And as far as the mirror goes, it's pretty much the same as the window KPL, where we have a window up, window down, window right and left. And here it is worth saying that while we didn't have enough time to complete this section, we know that in order to save the positions of the mirror, position 1, position 2, and position 3 that can be seen here on the panel for easier explanation. So we have position 1, 2, and 3. All of those weren't programmed, but the logic behind them is exactly the same as the mirrors. So when we explain this functioning of the panels, it'll be self-explanatory that the programming behind them is pretty much the same. So now, without further ado, my teammate Nicolás will explain the functioning of the program.
Thank you. And as far as the program goes, here I'm going to extend all the panels. Well, I'm going to simulate it first. And now I'm going to extend all the panels, test them. And so, as you can see, we only have one control node, which controls all the signals in the left node, right node, and the window mirror node. And first, to test the alarm, when I press the button, the intermittent lights turn on. And then if I turn it off, well, they turn off. Same as the left directional and the right directional. And then to test the windows, I'm going to get the left window to go up. As you can see, the analog gauge is going up, and it can also go down. Same for the right window, and it also goes down. And at any time, we can choose a random position and click the button to save the position. And when we, let's say, reset the windows, they can also go to the save position and then go to. So this also works. And if we click the window lock button, they cannot move at all. They cannot go up or they cannot go down. And then for the mirror positions, which is measured by the bars. The vertical one is for the Y position and the horizontal one is for the X position. And we can elevate or rise up the mirror. We can also bring it down, bring it to the right, and then bring it to the left. And as my partner Rodrigo was saying, we didn't have enough time to save the position, so these buttons have, as of right now, they have no use, same as the extend and retract buttons, but the logic is the same as the Windows part. And so this proves the correct functioning of what we have right now. Thank you.